Okay.
Jay, what adjustments did you see your defense make after the slow start?
We settled down and played better, honestly. You go into a game like this, typically you don't have a very long call list. That's just by the nature of the way you typically defend, like academy offenses and this kind of an offense. So it was a matter of just going to the sideline and explaining to the guys what had gone wrong and making sure that they were ready to make the corrections. And I think I'm always concerned about the speed of the game going into a game like this, because you just can't simulate anything close to it with your scout teams. It's not an excuse, but it just takes a while sometimes to get into the rhythm and the timing of the game and the speed that the offense is working at. And they threw a lot of formations and some things at us that we weren't expecting early on. And once we got adjusted and caught on, fortunately, we were able to settle down and play better defense.
How valuable Darius and Julian were. Each of them had double-digit tackles today.
Huge. Anytime you're playing this kind of an offense, the first thing you got to do is stop the fullback, stop the dive plays, zone read cutback plays, things like that. And those guys did a really nice job in there. In addition to that, I got to go back and look at the film, of course, but I thought they did a really good job of pressuring the passer when it came time for them to throw the ball, and it was inevitable that they were going to have to win. So I was pleased that we were able to get some pressure on the quarterback and produce some sacks and disruption.
How did you think Tacoma Bailey handled his role as a DB?
Well, we didn't play him a whole lot. We had him in a sub package, that we ran a couple times, 3 or 4, maybe 5 times. I wasn't watching him real close, but I think guys covered pretty well. So hopefully, when we turn the film on, that's the way it looks.
3 for 50. You held him at 3 for 50 on third down. Is that something to build on going forward? I mean, that's a very good.
Very much so. We had a really good third down defensive stat in the Washington game. Last week kind of went back. It was a little better than 50-50, but not quite as strong. And then to come up again today with another good third down production was really positive to see. And I think that had a lot to do with the time of possession. Even though it was lopsided, it could have been worse, and it had a lot to do with some of the field position situations. So you have to continue to build on that, and hopefully it can be a real positive for us as we move forward.
How did you guys kind of overcome that, the fact that you guys were on the field a lot just because of the nature of the two offenses?
It's just tough. I mean, that kind of an offense is a ball control offense, and we're a tempo offense, and so sometimes those two things don't bode well for defense in terms of time of possession and number of plays. I think we took 80 snaps today, if I'm not mistaken, and they were averaging like 475 yards a game coming in. So we knew that it was going to be a tough battle. And it sure was.
Absolutely. When you looked at the schedule, you knew that eventually you're going to have to play Iowa, and with ties to that state and that program. I'm just curious, the emotions that might be going through for you and your family and for everybody heading into that game.
You jumping into that already? I'm going to try to enjoy this one, not think about that until we start Iowa preparation tomorrow. Those questions have come out, obviously, ever since I started on this job. I'm going to probably end up telling you the same thing the rest of the week as I'm telling you today, which is I love my sons, take a bullet for either one of them, but when it's time to go play, they got to do their thing, I got to do mine. For 60 minutes we'll be foes, but then after that we'll be family again.
Any more questions? Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you guys.